There is one person in every room who commands respect without saying a single word about themselves. They don't brag, they don't interrupt, they don't try to be the loudest voice in any conversation. And yet when they speak, everyone stops. When they walk in, people notice. When they leave, people talk. You've met someone like this before. Maybe you couldn't put your finger on why you respected them so much. You just did. Instantly, deeply. And it had nothing to do with their title, money, or accomplishments. I spent years trying to understand what separates those people from everyone else around them. And what I found wasn't what I expected. It wasn't confidence. It wasn't status. It wasn't even charisma. It was something quieter, something almost invisible. And once I show it to you, you'll never unsee it. Stay with me, because the habit I'm revealing is so simple that most people completely dismiss it. And that is exactly why so few people in the world actually practice it every single day. Let's start with what respect actually is, because most people have been getting this completely wrong. Respect is not admiration. Admiration is what you feel watching someone perform on a distant stage. Respect is what you feel standing next to someone in a room. It is immediate and personal. Admiration is about what someone has done. Respect is about who they are right now in front of you. And here is the key insight that changes everything. People don't respect those who try to impress them. They respect those who make them feel truly seen. That single idea is the whole game. Read that again slowly. People respect those who make them feel seen, heard, and genuinely valued. This is the foundation of the silent habit. And the habit is this: deliberate, unhurried, genuine attention. Most people are physically present in a conversation, but their mind is somewhere else entirely. They're thinking about what they're going to say next. They're rehearsing their response before you finish talking. They're waiting for a gap so they can speak. You can feel it when someone does this to you. It feels hollow. It feels like you're talking to a wall that just happens to have a face. Now think about the rare person who does the complete opposite of everything I just described. They look at you, not in a creepy, unblinking way, but in a warm, fully present way. They look at you in a way that says, "I am here. You have my full attention right now. Nothing you say will be wasted on me." That feeling is intoxicating and nearly impossible to forget. It is one of the rarest gifts one human being can give another in the distracted modern world. And the person who gives that gift? You respect them almost immediately. You trust them without hesitation. You want to be around them more. You leave the conversation feeling better about yourself. That is power. This is the silent habit. Full, deliberate, unshakable presence. It costs nothing and changes everything. But let's go deeper. Because presence alone is not enough. It's what presence communicates that does the real work. When you give someone your full attention, you are silently sending them several powerful messages at once. You are saying, "I am not desperate for your approval." A desperate person always thinks about themselves first. They think about how they're coming across, how they sound, whether they're being liked or judged by you. A person who is truly present has moved completely past all of that insecurity, and people can feel it. You are also saying, "I am not threatened by you." Insecure people constantly interrupt, one-up, and redirect conversations. A person who listens without flinching, without steering things back to themselves, signals deep and quiet confidence. You are also saying, "I value you enough to be fully here with you in this moment." Time and attention are the only two things in your life that you can absolutely never get back. When you spend them genuinely on someone, that person feels it in a way they can't quite explain, and they never quite forget it. They carry that feeling with them long after the conversation ends. All of this is communicated without a single word spoken. That is why this habit is so powerful. Now let me show you exactly how this habit looks in real practice, because execution is everything here. The first thing to do is put your phone away, not face down on the table, actually away. Face down phones are a modern lie. Everyone in the room knows it's still there, waiting to be flipped. The physical presence of a phone on a table silently reduces how much people respect you, every time. The second thing is to stop rehearsing your response while the other person is still speaking to you. Most people spend 80% of a conversation planning what to say. Flip that ratio completely around today. Spend 80% of your energy absorbing what the other person is actually saying. Trust yourself to respond naturally. The responses that come when you're truly listening are almost always more relevant, more insightful, more human. The third thing is to slow down before you respond. Not dramatically, just one beat, one breath. A moment of real processing before you open your mouth is one of the most underrated confidence signals. Rushed responses feel reactive and thoughtless. A measured pause feels considered. It tells them their words mattered. The fourth thing is to ask questions that prove beyond any doubt that you are truly paying attention. Not generic questions, specific ones tied directly to something they just said moments before in the conversation. You said you felt conflicted about that decision. What was the harder side of it for you? That question can only come from someone who was listening. The other person will feel it like a spotlight. They will light up. They will trust you. And they will associate that warm feeling directly with you. Here's something critical you need to understand. This habit is not about being passive or quiet or small. The most powerful people in history were not wallflowers. They were deeply, intensely, unmistakably present in every room. They made people feel like the only person in the room. That is not weakness. That is rare strength. Abraham Lincoln was known for this. People who met him said they left feeling like he truly knew them. Maya Angelou had it too. She said people forget what you said, but never forget how you made them feel. Nelson Mandela had it. People who shook his hand said he made them feel important, not the other way around. That is the beautiful paradox of this habit. The less you try to be impressive, the more impressive you become. The less you make conversations about yourself, the more people think about you long after you've left the room. So let me ask you something directly. Think about the last 5 conversations you had with real people. How present were you honestly? Were you truly listening? Or were you just waiting for your turn to talk? Were you absorbing what they said? Or were you quietly performing for an audience of one the entire time? If the honest answer is somewhere in the middle, that is completely fine. That is actually normal for most people. The modern world is deliberately designed to destroy your attention span. Every notification, every scroll, every alert fights against you. Reclaiming your presence is an act of quiet rebellion. And every time you choose to be fully there for someone, you become a little rarer, a little more magnetic, a little more respected, without saying a single extra word. Start today. One conversation, full attention, no phone, no rehearsing, no performing, just pure, genuine presence. You will feel the difference immediately. And the person you're talking to, they will feel it even more. If this video gave you something real to think about, do me one small favor right now. Hit subscribe. Every single week, I release content about the habits and communication skills that genuinely change how people see you. No fluff, no filler, no recycled advice, just things that are proven to actually work in real life. And if you know someone who could use this message today, share this video with them right now. Sometimes the right idea, reaching the right person, at exactly the right time, changes absolutely everything for them. I'll see you in the next one.